what are 3 either books or videos, podcasts, whatever it may be, that are a must to consume around financial health? Like, what are the 3 things you would say?
All right. Specifically to finances, obviously scripture. There's little fun fact. There's about 500 verses in the Bible about faith, 500 about prayer. But money and possessions, there's over 2,300.
Wow.
I mean, the big mistake that we often have is we think God speaks to 10% of our finances, right? And when the reality is he owns 100%. So just pure scripture, guys. There's so much in there. When I first felt called into the teaching side of what I do, one of the things I began doing, and I still do it to this day, when I'm doing my Bible study, I have a green highlighter and I underline in green if it's related to finances. And then I try to unpack, how does that fit? So, I mean, really scripture is one of the best places. But as far as what has really influenced me and is just so powerful would be Randy Alcorn's book, Money, Possessions, and Eternity. Now, I'll warn viewers and listeners now, it's a big book. It's thick. It's small print. Man, mine is just shredded just about with pages folded over and highlight. It is so solid. And the reason it's so solid, Randy comes at it from scripture first, and then finances, what's it teaching? The tendency we have to, when we teach topically, and I have to guard my own heart for this too, it's so easy to have a preconceived idea of what you want to teach, and then you find a scripture to support it. And guys, that's not good Bible study. What you want to do is, what does scripture just say? How's it unfold? And I would say that's the most powerful book I've ever read. If you can't find that one, he's written a couple of others, The Treasure Principle, which is a very small book. And then there's another one. Oh, and you would think I would know the name of it. I was actually talking to Randy Alcorn at a conference one time, and we both had booths set up, and we were about to leave. And I had these 2 banners that you just zip down. I was done. I was leaving. Well, he had all his books. And I was kind of giving him a hard time, saying, man, it looks like you'll be here a while. He says, do you want some books? I said, yeah. He sold them to me for $2 a piece. I bought like every one of them he had, but the name is escaping me right now. But hey, search Randy Alcorn.
Amazon.
You'll find it.
Finding one there.
But I would say that's probably, as from a biblical perspective, just so solid. Now, for application wise, like how do you apply it to your finances in day-to-day life? I would say Ron Blue has a good book, Master Your Money.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's another good source. And I'm big into audiobooks and podcasts and different things. Podcast-wise, the ones I tend to listen to are more for advisors. I don't know if that'll be too helpful, but no matter what you're doing, keep grounded in the Word, because that's what's going to drive good financial decisions. To me, there's 2 things you need to be a good steward. You have to have the spiritual side. You got to be connected to the Lord. But that's not enough, by the way. You also have to be seeking wisdom to make good financial choices, right? And that comes from scripture reading, but also comes from real life application stuff. And if you have one but not the other, it's not so. And if you have neither, it's a disaster, right? The good news is, for somebody that's spiritually on the right path, I believe that person has a chance to get the other one right. Because God's going to convict, God's going to drive. You're going to not going to be able to get away from that conviction that, I really need to step up my game here.
And I think in almost anything, whether you're trying to figure out, like, should I listen to this person on a podcast? Like, do they know what they're talking about? I think practitionership of that person, like, is probably really important with almost any discipline. Just make sure that they're, like, actually doing it and not just, like, spouting out.
Don't go to a CPA that's, in trouble with tax evasion, financial advisor that's filed bankruptcy.
Exactly.